Greetings, Commanders, this is Pagan Horde, and I would like to do a little mechbay talk about railgun mechs. Because we've encountered a few so far in the main playthrough. I now have my hands on a few railguns in the main playthrough, and I want to take a look at the mechs, at least the ones that we've encountered. Because I think we need to keep a bit of mystery going and not take a look at everything that's out there in the mechbay, even if that's tempting. We're gonna take a look at the stuff we've seen. Like, for example, this Black Rose. After that, I'd like to take a look at the big crab that has a plasma railgun. I think this is the Imperium. Yeah, that plasma railgun was really scary. And last but not least, I want to see if I can fit a railgun light on our regular 100-ton mech. That's the plan. So first, we're gonna look at this guy here, which is a 125-ton Black Rose. The reason I'm really interested in this model especially is the proficiency there. At 20 affinity, you get a railgun, +1 evasion, pips ignore, -2 recoil, and plus 100% critical chance. Which is intense. Wow. Let's take a look at him. I've met this guy before, and yeah, he kicked my ass. The railguns were hitting almost all the time. It was gnarly. Okay. Now, it is pretty straightforward. I mean, you have 9 ammo for each railgun. Just 2 weapons. But, now the big question. Can a player actually run this? Because railguns have, drumroll, 55% chance of knockdown. Now, the AI is immune to knockdown, and when I was facing this Black Rose there, it was moving after firing, not giving a fuck. Immune to knockdown, but a player is not. So let's take a look if we can actually run this as a player. 55% each, that is 110%. Oy oy. Now quads have an innate -30, so we start with -30. The size of a medium super heavy frame is 20 more less, so at -50. Okay, let's assume we have a pilot of 10, so we are at 60. And that's about it. 60%. Oh, yeah, the size. The size of a 125-ton, on the top of my head, that would be about 25%. So we are at 85% reduced chance. So, yeah, we would have a 25% chance, or 1 out of 4, of getting knocked down firing this thing. That's what I was afraid of. But there's the siege mode factor. Let's take a look. Siege mode, 25 reduced chance of knockdown, exactly 25. So on siege mode, you can fire twice. You can fire this. Okay. Well, that is interesting then. Interesting, if not practical. Because if you've seen my playthrough, I do like to go fast, and I also don't like to stay in the direct firing range where I can get my ass kicked, especially with the super heavy stuff I'm facing right now. Standing around with low evasion with the super heavy, because now with size delta, anything that I want to fire on the super heavy would have massive bonuses, and the AI loves to target who has the best hit chance. So if you're standing out there with a super heavy and low evasion, siege mode or not, you're dead. Pretty much. So it is technically possible, just not practical, to fire those twin railguns. Because you would have to move there to your position, maybe just fire one, or not fire to avoid the recoil. Then siege mode. Next turn, and hope your targets are still there next turn. And then you would be a sitting duck for at least 1 turn in direct fire with low evasion. Or even 0 evasion. Possible, just not practical. So even if I were to get this mech in my main playthrough, I would not run it like this. Because I love my movement, I love to peek out from cover, get back out. I love to be fast and get to the objective. So As much as I like this mech, I would run it with only one railgun. Yeah. So if we do that, what's the other option? Well, I think the best options would be to slap a Hag 40 on it. Because one gun punches a big hole, the other crit seeks. Essentially. You punch the hole, then you send in the Hag for crit seeking. I think that's how I would run it. Yeah. Let's just add the ammo to double, I think will be enough. Oh yeah. And with this, we would have the ability to go max armor. There we go. We would have the ability to add... I would go, do away with the Arrow 12. The Arrow 12 is a fair strategy, especially when you don't have the room or to put in proper electronics. But when you do, simple active probe and Guardian ECM combo for just 2 tons. That's the way to go. So let's do that. Then we can add a proper AMS, or at least a AMS as well. Let's go with the laser. Now, let's do the head now that we're there. I would replace the ballistic accuracy with a Gauss sniper. Because, yeah, a railgun counts as both a Gauss and ballistic. So this would be a flat +3 accuracy. The rangefinder is actually, I love rangefinder, to be honest. The only thing that could be better if we go all in would be an enhanced imaging. And then, because we'll be firing at long range most of the time, it would be a tracker. Tracker to bonuses to long and extreme range. There we go. That would be a direct improvement. From this point on, because both of these guns are fairly cool, if we go all in, if we go nuts, I think we can go with a double XL. The double XL had heat problem. However, because these two guns are so cold, we're not even breaching a 60 heat. We're at 2 heat delta, as is. Now we have 2 heat. Woohoo! Just like that. So, yeah. Let's give you real advanced optics, shall we? I don't have one of these in my playthrough. It looks great, but I don't have it. I do have one of those. So I would go with that. Oh, too much carrying capacity. Oh. Okay. If I remove optics, does it work? Oh, please don't be like that. Ah, you're not letting me. We're bugged. Okay, let me make a cut here and be right back. So, let's leave the heat bank there. So, yeah, let's just don't do that. Just in case it bugs again. But okay, long story short, this is how I would run it. The next thing I would do is probably improve its armor to maximum. Because it's Roguetech, and armor is life. Definitely armor is life. The other thing I would do is to go faster. Pretty much. I think. Let's try to get you. You are right now at 3-4. I mean, I've been asked before in the comments, why do I want my sniper or my heavy or my railgun mechs to go that fast? Well, the answer is simple. If you cannot get into firing position, all those big guns are kind of useless. I mean, you might think investing in more weapons would be better, but if you cannot put your weapon to good use, if you are too slow to put him to good use, and you end up firing your railgun 3 or 4 less time in a battle because you're too slow, it's It doesn't work. Your average damage is going to be actually lower. Gotta go fast. Also, peeking in and out of cover is really important when facing super heavies and other railguns on the field. So, let's see. You have a 360 engine and 3.4. If we go to 380, we're still 4.3, 390. I think it's gonna have to be 400, eh? 400. You go 3.5. Perfect. So, yeah, a movement of 5. You're starting to get across fast enough. Starting to. So this is actually not bad as is. This is probably how I would run you if I were to ever get my hands on a Black Rose. So instead of worrying about slow movement, getting there, siege mode, then being able to fire both weapons, I would be able to get in there faster, fire that weapon and the Crit Seeker almost every round instead. That to me is more logical. So there's 3 tons remaining. We can always put little guns or little tidbits, but that's what I wanted to show you about the Black Rose. This is how I would run it. Let me know in the comment what you think. For me, speed is important, and having big guns that you cannot fire every turn because you have movement or you're stuck behind the knockdown mechanic doesn't work for me. Go fast. Shoot as much as possible. So, next we're going to take a look at one other mech that we faced, which has a plasma railgun. Now, we faced that one before, and we didn't get hit, but it looks very gnarly, and I think because we actually faced it before, we earned the right to at least take a look. So next, we're going to switch to the big crab, and I'll see you guys in a moment. Okay, for the next one, we're going to take a look at the Emperor Crab. That's his name. And I believe the O2 is the one we faced down in our super heavy mission. So let's take a look. Yeah, that's the plasma railgun, which scared the shit out of me. We did not actually hit that time. So, 28 tons, 300 damage, and 50 heat. So not only are you fucked, you are fucked and overheated. Alright, just to make sure I'm reading this right, plus 200% bonus damage against overheating target. Plus 200%. So in theory, this means if you fire on an overheated target, you can do 600 damage. I think I'm reading this correctly. If it is, that's the most over-the-top ridiculous weapon this game has ever had. 600 damage is insane. Not even super heavy has that much armor most of the time. Okay. That changes things. That makes the plasma railgun the most dangerous weapon in the game. I'm kind of being an idiot not for salvaging it then. Because last time I saw this railgun, it was available for salvage, but it only had 1 ammo bin, which would have meant 3 shots. So by default, I did not take it, so because I would not have been able to use it. But looking at those numbers, potential 600 damage. Whoa, I've been an idiot. Wow. All right. Okay. Okay. Well, let's play the same game. Say we salvage this buddy here. How would we improve it? The plasma railgun is part of the frame. It's not moving. So, how would we improve this guy? He's already at max armor-ish. Well, I would probably remove all the short-range weapon. If you're playing a slowpoke like a super heavies, you're not gonna get into medium range of medium laser. You're just not. At least 25 tons. I would definitely give you an exchanger so that you have more efficient cooling. That would be too heavy with the flywheel. That's interesting. The flywheel. So you cannot put an exchanger with the flywheel. That takes all the weight. That's interesting. So it makes it faster, but it truly limits what you can do. Okay. Alright. Well, let's try and work with that. We are at minus 64 heat right now. So let's remove all the extras. You already have Endo Composite, which is great. Let's give you better ferrofibrous. Now we have 32 tons to work with. And you are... How fast are you? 3-3. That's not fast enough for me. So we're gonna try and improve your moving speed, even if I don't know if we can truly can. When we get into the really heavy stuff, it's kind of hard. Even if we give you a 400, is that even gonna really improve your speed? Let's take a look. 4-3. If we go down to 390. 4-3. Alright. Alright. 4-3, it's going to have to be. So 385. Okay, 385 for you. At 4-3. With the bonus of this. So with the bonus of the flywheel, you're maybe gonna get some speed. I mean, I do have a +1 like this in my inventory right now in the main campaign. So let's go plus. Okay, since we couldn't put a zoom, you don't have enough room there, or an exchanger. I think the smart thing to do would be to go battle computers. Because then we can go optics and heat. There we go. It's not as efficient as a zoom and exchanger, but you have your optics and you have your heat efficiency now. I don't think we'll need the cooling pod. Engine heatsink +4, that we can keep. Can we improve your gyro? Probably. Just a regular Excel then. There we go. So we still have 29 tons. We can add more battle computers and such. The only thing about using this instead is that I cannot put a Gauss sniper like I could with the other one. But if we keep the flywheel and we need some optics, we need to go that route. Because we absolutely need some optics. Okay, so if we give you backup weapons, what would it be? What is the range of this guy? Is optimal 720. That's ridiculous. Okay. That is utmost insanity. Right. Well, why don't I do that? Oh, it needs to be in the side torso as well. Right. I'm tempted to go with the hag route, the same as this one, the same as the previous one, which is always works, you know. Because 720 range, we're not gonna be able to hit that. Optimal 360, that's half of it. Optimal 480, that's better, but nonetheless. We're not gonna be able to go as efficient as this. That's for sure. Okay, well, we can't really get that kind of accuracy. But just to do something different than another Hag 30, when the efficient combo that often works. What is your range? 600. That's almost tempting. It's not a lot of damage, just 45, but you would have the same range as these bad boys. $450. One of the most more reliable weapons in the game, in my opinion, is the Ultra 5 Clan. It's a 420 range for 90 damage and 10 heat. So if I give you this, and then I give you good old-fashioned LRM, maybe even ERM, extended range. Extended range is an optimal of 660. So extended range is actually a viable option, but they're so heavy, 14 ton. The power of the weapon is increased by 50%. Yeah, this just means they do 7, or instead of doing 5 damage, they do 7 at extreme range, but even if you do, it's such a, the NLRM do something like that as well, for 1 ton less, but I still don't find any of these really useful. Because of 14 ton, why would you do 14 ton for 20 missile when you can do 10 tons for 40 missile? Just like that. So let's go that route. A wee bit more damage and then some crit seeking with 40 more missile after the plasma railgun. I think that is viable. Ammo. Do we Artemis you? Yeah, sure, why not? So that would be 3 Alpha Strike. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's add 1 bin of normal for indirect. Actually, let's make it a half and half, because it's quite possible you're going to be slowpoke, and you could use that when you're out of range. I really wish there was ammo LRM clan double. It would be really nice. Like this. And with the the Ultra AC5, it's fairly easy. They don't need a lot of ammo. It's, in my opinion, the Ultra 5 clan is truly one of the most efficient weapons in the game. 50 shots. 40 shots here. Just a regular one would be 10 shots. Caseless would be 20 shots. 11% increase heat and jam chance. You'll be fine. So now our heat efficiency is not as good. Let's upgrade you to a clan one. Just one more. And then maybe go for some Do we reduce the firepower for more battle computer? Or do we leave it like that? That's a fair question. If I take off just 120 here, we need 2 bins less of this, and I could put Upper Recall Plus here. And now we could stack all the battle computer in the world. It would be less efficient technically, but I think that's worth it. I think it's worth it. Let's give you the 2 classics. And then what do we stack? Well, we're gonna be at tracking, evasion, ignore. recoil for the massive recoil of the plasma. More range, for more range on these weapons. Missiles. And of course ballistic. Battle computer in the legs feels wrong, but that's what we have. Critical for crit seeking. Jam, I don't think we need. The next one would be long and extreme range. I think that would be it. Extreme range. And long range. There we go. That does mean no room for a... Oh, actually, if I remove one ammo of plasma, which leaves us 12 shots, I can actually just give you a little laser AMS right there. Poke. At this point, let's just all of them give them enhanced imaging. And that would probably be tracker again. Or actually, maybe virtual reality? For more initiative and more evasion. Plus 2 evasion pip gain for movement. It would make you a lot more harder to hit for a super heavy, and you're gonna need all of it. So let's do that for shit and giggles. So this is probably how I would run this guy if we ever encounter him again in the main campaign. All in with battle computers. Try to yeah, all in with battle computers and 2 support weapons. So that we can make use of the central spheric flywheel to improve his speed. If you do away with the flywheel, you're just going to get the base movement of 3-4, and I think it's going to be hard to get in range with the plasma rifle. So that's how I would run this guy. With the enhanced imaging and the virtual reality pilot, with the flywheel, I think you can get a bit of speed and a bit of evasion, even for a super heavy. Yeah. So now, this is how I would run the crab, if we ever find it. Well, we fought him once, so hopefully we can get him again. So, let me know what you think. I think that would be my Emperor Crab. And I think I want a plasma railgun now. I mean, if you combine the plasma railgun with our artillery, Inferno artillery, and you overheat somebody and come in and hit for up to 600 damage, it would make even super heavy fights much easier. I don't want to say trivial, but much easier. I mean, that's a can opener for those dreaded shield maiden if I ever saw one. Alright, so let me know what you think about our take on the crab. And last but not least, for the railgun talk, I'm gonna try and fit a light railgun into a Gauss-Zilla to stack all the possible Gauss accuracy in the world. I'll see you in a moment. This guy gives Gauss Mastery, +1 accuracy, evasion ignore, and +100 crit for Gauss. And that works with Railgun. So it doesn't matter if it's the clan version or the regular version. It's all the same. And when you open him up, you can take a look here. You have additional quirks of accuracy with Gauss, even less recoil. And these guys, they're the one that comes with the Gauss Sniper fire control system. That is really important. So we have +3, +4, and additional +5 accuracy with the affinities. And evasion ignore, and lower recoil, and all that good jazz. That's why they are perfect platform for a railgun. And that is the platform we used back in the day to add regular railgun clan and put them in there, and it was glorious. A lot of the things we did back in the day got nerfed. Some for good reasons, some because they didn't like the power players that we were. But I digress. So let's go for Gyro Double XL. We're gonna remove that. We're probably going to have to remove the XL. But we're gonna keep the 200 for now. So, there you go. Since the first time I saw this guy, and I've noticed that it doesn't mention anywhere that you need to be a super heavy mech, is the first thing I thought. Well, we should stick it in a Gauss rifle, in a Gausszilla. 1 additional slots. Well, that's not a problem. We just need a smaller gyro, like this one. Okay. Now does it work? It does. And there we go. You can put a light railgun on this bad boy. Okay, but that leaves us with a big problem in that we don't have room for an XL. The entire side torso is taken. So there's no room for more stuff. And it leaves us with a very small engine. And it leaves us with only 30 stability provided by this gyro. Okay. Because the often solution we found with this guy, because with his lack of mobility, was to make him a jumper. But now the jump jets have been reduced to only 2 on a Gausszilla. It was 4, I think, back then. They've been reduced to 2 to avoid exactly what I'm trying to do. But there's still a solution, even if it would be an imperfect one now. Which would be mechanical jump jets. If you give you a mechanical jump jet 10, you would have extreme mobility thanks to this. However, you would be dangerous to use, because a mechanical jump jets gives you instability as soon as you move. It also has minus 25% damage after jumping, which is not very nice. And also, mechanical jump jets, you cannot rotate when you jump. So if you're jumping forward, you're gonna land forward. You cannot rotate. So there's a lot of limitation. However, this would allow you to jump to a high ground where you can use this. Which is, I think, the plan. So I'm still gonna go with this, even if it's imperfect. And you would probably need to use vigilance if you intend to fire, so that you don't fall due to the low stability of this gyro. Is there an improved version? Am I an idiot? Am I using the basic version instead of the improved? Ultralight. Now the other one is the compact. Armored. Right. Alright, so no, it's the ultralight. That's the one. Okay. Can we go cockpit interface instead? If we remove this thing, can we go cockpit interface? We can. That's much better. Okay. If we go cockpit interface, how much does it provide? 60 stability. There you go. So that's the solution. So you can go mechanical jump jets, and then you, with the cockpit interface, you have more room everywhere, and you can actually... do we have room for an XL engine with this? Let's try it with the cockpit interface. Yes, we do. Well, if we go the cockpit interface route, we can actually not do the jumping route and give you a big engine. You can just walk there. Because now we have an engine XL, which would be a 385. And now you have a 6.4 movement speed. With a Railgun Light. And 28 tons remaining. You do have composite on board though, which we will try to change. Let's give you standard ferrofibrous. And let's change composite to endo steel. Now you have 30 tons remaining with maximum speed in a Railgun Light. Now we're talking. Now we are talking. Holy shit. Well, what should we do? We should give you a Hag 40, of course. I know it's again in this video, but I love them. We need to keep room for ammo, though. We may remove the endo steel because we're actually running out of room. Perhaps go endo composite. Like this. Let's factor in the ammo and the electronics before we go any further. So I'm assuming you use railgun ammo, right? So you're gonna need at least 4 bin. Because we want at least 12 shots of this bad boy. And Hyper Assault double. There we go. Now we have 5 tons remaining, yeah. This is actually even almost better than the Black Rose. Because it's a 100 tonner. It doesn't count as a super heavy. This is awesome. May have stumbled into one of the best builds in the game. We have to factor in the cooling now. Let's just do that right now. Simple clan. And you're good. Minus 21 heat delta. That's insane. So that means you don't need an exchanger. And you could put something else in there. I mean, why don't I give you Jump Jet 2 just for shit and giggles? Because maximum mobility. I give you 2-leg Jump Jets. That's insanely good. We're getting a bit overweight though. Okay, so if we don't do jump jet, sadly the room for a support weapon is in the center torso, which means I probably will not be able to add this. Yeah, we're out of slots in the center torso. But now we have 5 tons remaining. Alright, well, let's give you Upper Recall Plus. Pardon me. Let's give you electronic stuff. I think that would be next. Since you are... Wait a minute. Since you are fairly cold, should we go stealth? Maybe. The NSS is the one that I love because it's not dependent from movement. Let's go stealth. 2 additional slots. Well, let's take that off. Let's go stealth. Oh no, we need room here and here, so we will not be able to do that. Yeah, it needs room everywhere. The one that does not need room everywhere is the Chameleon, if I'm not mistaken. Chameleon LPS. Where is the Chameleon? What about the Void? Yeah. Where's the Chameleon? I don't see it. Interesting. Alright, well there's the Black Carapace, which doesn't work as well. Alright. Well, what we can do is perhaps give you this little stealth X in here. So we're gonna go back to ferrofibers. Yes, this will stealth X right there. This works. It does mean giving up on ferrofibers because this guy takes a lot of room. I'm not sure anymore. I am no longer sure. If we do that, we have 4 tons left. Which we could invest in electronic stuff. Like proper ECMs. Let's even give you an angel. So that you're even harder to hit. Now you have 1 more ton and we can simply invest it in armor. I mean, let me know what you think. If you would go with stealth or if you would simply go like this. I think this is one of the strongest, if not the strongest 100-ton mech in the game. You have a 275 damage railgun at extreme range. And you have an HAG 40 to go crit seek and those holes. And you are going at the maximum speed of a 100-tonner. With electronic warfare. It's a great sensor. The sensor sniper works just fine. Could go tracker, but let's leave sniper in. Gunnery support, let's go. Gunnery support. What do you guys think? I think I want to do exactly that. And I have all the parts for it in my main campaign. I just need a Godzilla. Wow. I'm just wondering what else. It takes 2 tons, okay. That would have been funny. This really big, highly complex mech with the dozer blade on top. Let's just give you a little jammer to be hard to hit. So what do you guys think? I think this is one of the best possible combination in the game, and I think I just need a Godzilla inside the main playthrough. The other possible route to go with this guy would be a lower engine and some mechanical jump jets to get into position instead of having the fast movement speed. That is another option. We didn't have much success with the mechanical jump jets in-game this season, because the 8 evasion it provides is no longer matters at all. So the advantage of the jump jet was to be able to be really hard to hit with the movement, which no longer matters. And then with the slow speed of a lower engine, you're easy to hit. So it is a possibility to get into high ground and just shoot down with the MJJs, but I mean, but it is just not as good as this, I think. If we were to go back to MJJs just for funsies, I'd put something like a 200 in it, which was the original one. We wouldn't have enough room for it. I would have to reduce this to 30 probably to be able to fit, because it needs 20 tons. And then additional heatsink. Alright. Well, it's a nice thought experiment, but I think I would do it with the maximum speed instead of mechanical jump jets this time around. I have been really disappointed with them in my current playthrough. So let me know what you think in the comment. I think this would be our ultimate 100-ton endgame mech. And I think I want to build 2 or 3 of them. So let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching until the end. And may the railgun be with you. Goodbye.